Well, it's a very quick visit, but I'd certainly say my first impressions are obviously oriented towards the students. I've had some conversations with a number of them, and obviously after the lecture, I think it's a great group of students, obviously very high quality. I think what I particularly like is they're clearly passionate and keen to learn and develop themselves. I mean, it's always lovely to be confronted with and work with young people who are obviously going to contribute to society and their environment. I mean, that's what they're passionate about, and that's the type of kids they are. And I think that's always wonderful for me as an academic, to engage with these kind of people, to engage with tomorrow, as it were. Well, the first lecture that I gave was about conflict styles, and really what I was trying to get through to the group was that you have different styles of negotiating, or when you find yourself in conflict situations of dealing with another person or other parties. And you need, I think, to really understand what is your own instinctive style. And it's not that you're committed to that style, but understand it and understand what it might induce you to do instinctively, and then how do you manage that? Because there are times when your natural style might be entirely appropriate, given the context, but there are other times when your natural style might be counterproductive. And I think if you're aware of self, as it were, it allows you to moderate your behavior, moderate your approaches in order to achieve the desired outcome. And whether that's a collective outcome or it's an outcome more oriented towards your party, circumstances change that. But can you engage in that position in the full understanding of your instincts, and when they work for you, and when you have to be conscious that they might be contrary to your interests or the party that you represent? So that was really what it was about, is getting folks to think through those issues and using a little tool for them to help understand and get a sense of their dominant style. The second lecture, I thought, under the theme of conflict negotiation of the conference or of the summer program, my base discipline is finance, and I recently wrote a case with a colleague in the Netherlands, a private equity case, and I'm going to do that case with the students. And it's the founding of a private equity firm that was built by 3 female partners, where their investment strategy is to invest in enterprises that have diverse management. In other words, they believe that the path to success is diversity in the leadership team. So that's their investment strategy. And this is about how the company was founded, and their decisions about raising a particular amount of equity capital. And it has an ethical overlay. So it's not for me to be telling students what their ethical position is, but I certainly would like in my second lecture to get them to realize that there are always ethical dimensions to our decisions. And the challenges that we have as decision makers is if we push ethics under the carpet and we think the decision has nothing to do with ethics. We have to make it conscious. We might disagree on what's the correct ethical approach to go, but we should be thinking about ethical consequences. And the big area for me of that is when we think about technology today and the pervasiveness of technology. We have amazing scientists building wonderful technological innovation, working with big data. But when I speak to a lot of the designers, the engineers that create this stuff, and ask them, do they think about the ethical consequences of the power that we're putting in the hands of the naive? Very often they haven't. They see that they're doing something technical. They don't see that it's something technical that might induce behaviors that are less than desirable. And I think that's part of the dialogue for tomorrow's session.